Auto stocks on the move today as quarterly sales numbers rolled in. Let's get to Phil LeBeau with the details. Hey, Phil.
Hey, Melissa, we're just getting the numbers from Auto Data, which crunches all of these, and they say that the December sales rate, 16.38 million vehicles. Hey, that's been pretty darn strong relative to what we've seen since COVID-19 really hit the industry back at the beginning of this year. So the fourth quarter numbers, and that's largely what we got from the automakers today, they reflect that you saw some strength from Volkswagen as well as General Motors. General Motors 2 times better than what analysts were expecting. Yeah, we saw some weakness from Honda and from Nissan, but overall, when you look at the fourth quarter, it's much of what we've seen building over the second and the third quarter. Pickups and SUVs remain in high demand, and that's why you've got a tight inventory, especially with those models. And the pricing, because of that tight inventory, near record highs. Take a look at General Motors. This is a good example of the type of pricing that the industry experienced. For the fourth quarter, the price for the average transaction, a record $41,886. Think about that, $41,886. That is the average vehicle price General Motors had in the fourth quarter. I remember, Melissa, when it used to be $34,000, $35,000. So there is profitability driving through there. A couple other stocks we want to look at. Fiat Chrysler, Ram fourth quarter pickup sales down 5%. And then you've got Toyota with its December sales, not reporting on a full quarter basis, but its December sales up 7.5%. Bottom line is this, Melissa, you continue to see strength for the automakers, in part because of that tight demand, but also because there's just, or a tight market in inventory, but there's just a lot of demand out there, and it continues to be extremely strong when it comes to full-size pickup trucks as well as SUVs.
I'm guessing, Phil, that the automakers no longer have to include incentives.
Well, there are incentives out there. I mean, it's not hard to find 0% financing. Are they as lucrative and as rich as we've seen in the past?
Like rebates
No.
and things like that, you know.
You will find that on certain models, but look, if you go out there and you say, I want a full-size pickup truck and I want it loaded XYZ, you're going to be very hard to find a deal out there. You'll find some, but certainly not what you would see in a much slower market.
All right, Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau. That is stunning, an average transaction price that hit a record in the fourth quarter. By the way, we want to also tell you about this price target increase over at Morgan Stanley for shares of Tesla. Those shares are moving higher by about 2% after hours. This dropped in the afternoon. Adam Jonas at Morgan Stanley raising his price target to $810 from $540 back in November. So basically adjusting for the massive run. $810 is not too much higher from where it is right now, $60 higher. But he said a lot of things have happened since that November upgrade. It raised capital. It was included in the S&P 500. He also didn't have a number of factories included in the model. And so it's an adjustment for the volume increase that he anticipates will happen in terms of sales for Tesla. Guy Adami, in the auto space, what's your top trade?
Well, you know, Tim and Karen have spoken about this. You put a 9 multiple on the $6 GM's going to earn, and 9 multiple is not unreasonable. You have a $54 stock. But I'll go back to Carvana, and Dan Nathan did a wonderful job illustrating some of these stocks a couple weeks ago. Carvana went from basically, I think, 292 or thereabouts down to 230 in a straight line from December 22nd. I think that 21% is enough of a sell-off. I think that's going to bounce. It bounced today. GM is interesting. Carvana, to me, is more interesting on the upside.
Tim?
Well, the multiple, guy says 9 multiple. Why shouldn't this be a 13, 14, 15 multiple? That's right. It's the most profitable automaker out there. They've continued to raise their profitability. Gross margin's been growing. And we know about their foray, and it's not a new foray into EV. And then we had the news on the Chevy Cruze and the autonomous about a month ago. So the multiple re-rating for GM, for a company that's not been scared to close down unprofitable businesses, to me, why you want to own GM and why I own it.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.